Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 83.
Damn, dude.
Name one. 83. Go. Jay Beagle,
Satan?
you're late.
Satan?
He wasn't 83.
No, he was 82. 81. Fuck. 83. That's a weird number. It's better than like 42. I always told David back, I was like, your number fucking sucks.
Why were you number 25 and why were you 55?
Because Lou gave me number 25.
Really?
I know what pick my number with the Devils. Are you out of your
What number
mind?
were you growing up? Did you always have the same number?
I had, growing up, my dad told me to wear 16.
Your dad. I mean, you always have to mention your dad. Your dad tell you what to fucking do and
Yeah,
what
my dad was a
what
bad
number you to wear?
My dad was a bad motherfucker. Why do you think I'm so fucking tough?
Was he tough?
Well, fuck.
Besides his
course he
softball
was.
fight, like, did
Oh,
you ever see him fight
man,
in like the
yeah,
grocery
dude.
store? Like
He
somebody
had
took
the
his
biggest muscles.
Somebody took his parking spot.
He had to
or
wheel
something?
that big ass fucking hose around, that waterproofing hose in 110-degree weather.
Yeah, I got mad
no
respect.
shirt on.
Mad respect.
He'd say Cam on the side of the fucking foundation, and he'd be like, "Don't ever fucking do this."
Really?
Well, yeah. He blew himself up one time. Like, I don't know what the fuck, Dad. I don't know if he listens to this because he listens to the radio show every day, but it's too much to listen to this. But he blew himself up, just like fucking hardcore, middle Missouri.
What do you mean he blew himself up?
He had to look at something in his tar, and it blew the fuck up. And I just remember
like
shit.
a flame?
Yeah, and it blew up because there's tar, it was heat. There's a bunch of heat. It was like 110 degrees in middle Missouri. And I just remember going to the hospital when I was young, and my dad's like, just don't ever want to fucking do this.
In the hospital, he told you that?
Yeah. And his face is
What
kinda
happened
burnt a little
to
bit.
him?
He just fell off the back of the...
the injury. Like, why was he in the hospital?
No, he lost a little bit of his eyebrows and shit like that. Nothing bad. But it was horrifying for a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, just don't fucking do this.
Like, it's got to be...
Like, he looked like a superhero with
Yeah.
the fucking muscles
You
and
know
shit.
what?
And I'm like, this is god-awful when you get a little bit older.
I think about kids who grow up...
God damn.
With parents that work like that work that hard.
Oh, man.
And just how it influences you as you grow up and
Yeah.
become older because, I didn't really have that.
I know you didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't-
Like, I didn't really have that, which is fine, man, because you know what? I think I am who I am because of that, man.
Yeah.
I became stronger because of it.
Having a
And
dad, no, I don't know, man. Like,
no, but I hear you.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, when you see, like, the most influential person in your life, the person who's closest to you, working their bag off every single day.
And then, like, taking you hiking, like, a chill zone. Like, my dad, my mom went back to school. We were losing money. My mom went back to school.
Was she tough?
Oh, fuck.
What'd you call her?
Her dad killed himself.
Her dad did?
Her dad, my grandpa, I never met him. And I'll say this, and I think, and she knows, and I talk about it on the radio sometimes too. But she had three sisters, and one lives right next to us right now, which we're going to move by.
Like next door to your parents?
Yeah, that's
Oh my God, you guys are all in a
told
row?
you, I own the
No,
whole
your
neighborhood.
aunt,
Yep.
your parents, then you?
I know.
What is going
And
on
then-
here?
I know.
You can't leave.
No,
By the
I
way,
am.
Cam and I want to get into this because
No,
it is a
because
serious
let me
story.
tell this.
But Cam talked shit about his house. He just posted it on Facebook. I'm thinking
cute.
like it's like this total
No,
piece of...
you think Kate
it
and I
looks
will live in-
great. It
it's a
looks great.
cutie.
You're
It's a
going to sell
cutie.
that.
I know.
You're going to sell that. You'll do fine with that.
We don't even need to sell it.
But it looks great,
We're
man.
good.
You did a good job with it.
But you're talking about my mom, and she's 13 years old. She's got an older sister. She got a younger sister. And my grandfather, who I never met, was hardcore. He got into rugby in St. Louis, was fucking badass looking motherfucker. But he was like bipolar, I think. And I never got that. I'm a happy guy. So this we all know. But he killed himself when my mom was 13 years old, and she saw him. And it was, I think he was in
She saw
bed.
it happen.
She saw it happen. So she gets out of that. She meets my dad. They all do. Then
They marry young?
No, 30. No, wait. They married, but they had us at 30. At 30 years old, 29, 30 years old. So my dad's this, and then my mom went back to school because we bought a house, and I'm fucking expensive. My dad, God. So she goes back to school and gets her fucking degree. And she goes into nursing, and she works at the fucking Clayton
I know, we
motherfucking
talked
jail,
about that, yeah.
motherfucker. Hardcore motherfucking hardcore black, Mexican, white, all of them coming in there with fucking hardcore problems, and my mom was distributing their pills, and they'd scream at her, and she was in charge of the whole goddamn thing. Bad fuck bitch right there. Badass motherfucker,
what
I'm
you
telling
say
you.
about your
And that's not a diss.
No.
She's a badass
Most-
bitch. And now she's retired, and they chill and listen to
and
us
for people
every
who
day.
don't know, Clayton is actually like a super nice area.
Yeah, but
everything's
this is
nice there
hardcore.
except the jail. That's where they send all the bad motherfuckers.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
And she deals with them. And now she's retired, and they got a little bit of money, and they listen to me every day, and they live it up. They got the doggies, and they chill. Do they want grandchildren?
The what?
Do they want grandchildren from me? Probably.
Wait, they got the what?
The doggies.
Oh, the
And
doggies.
yeah.
You know what's best about this podcast is when somebody, this happened to me yesterday, random person comes up in my ear and says to me, hey, love the podcast, and just so you know, you don't need a dually to carry a boat.
Yeah, not a boat.
You don't need a dually.
A 30-foot boat that's got a big V-hull, you fucking
random person
dumb fuck.
says, you don't need a dually.
To tell them to fight me. No. No.
And I'm like, oh my! I wish Cam was here.
No. You could have a big 550. No. I'm just saying you could have a big 550.
This random person comes in my ear and says,
idiot.
you don't need one.
Don't fuck with me.
He said it.
Dude, I didn't have one with my little boat. I didn't have one with my little boat the whole time. You could take I'm talking about if you get a big boat, a 38-footer, even a 30-foot cobalt with a big V-hull, you're going to want something stabilizing that. A cobalt boat. They're actually really nice. They're probably $100,000. Actually, probably more than that.
I'm telling you what he said, dude.
I don't give a fuck what he said.
This guy looked like a boat guy.
As long as if he's a hockey fan, I'm sorry about that, homeboy.
Sorry,
I don't mean to.
Sorry.
I don't want to chirp my fans. Like I'm doing therapy sessions. I told you, Andy.
We are therapists.
I got I told everybody I got my Instagram, everything open. It's hard to like
Dr. Strick.
It's hard to like pinpoint, and I got to get to all you guys. But I had a guy call me the other day. His brother died a year ago.
I know.
And I fucking talked to him on a Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? Like, hey, he's a hockey fan. Like, God, dude, I will do that. But if it gets out of control, like, I can't keep up with it.
I got a message yesterday. I got to forward it on to you. A dude named Shane in Vancouver who dealt with some painkiller addiction.
I know, man.
And
I'll do it.
Lost the house, lost the marriage, kids, all that.
Could happen to me.
And now he's been able to get back on the right path, new marriage.
You're a different person.
And things are going well for him. Yeah. So, man, we appreciate those people who listen, man. We love that, and I'm going to get you in touch with him.
I want to be we want to be as intimate as possible. Like this is how we want to be different than everybody else. No one owns us, right? Like we don't have TSN that owns us. We own everything.
I own you.
What a fuck ever. No one owns me besides my fucking wife and my kitty cat. That's it. But the point, I know she runs my goddamn show. But the point is, like,
no, who are you yelling at all the time when I'm on the phone with you? It's your dog.
It's not yell. It's I do a funny.
Yeah, but is it the dog or the cat?
It's both.
Well, the dog owns you too. So let's not just say it's the cat. It's the dog.
So everybody, listen. Ever since I was a kid, my dad used to do this with the dogs and the animals. We've always had it. He'd be like, "Hi, baby," and do a funny dog or kitty voice. And my dad's a bad fuck. And then I got that gene, and So when the dog comes, I'm like, "Hi, little baby," and then Andy thinks I'm yelling at him, but I'm like wrestling around like you're a fucking psycho. These are my babies, homeboy.
That is not a gene. That is not a gene.
I'm like, "Hi, little puppy."
It's a learned reaction.
That's just whatever it is. I don't give a fuck.
Who are you yelling at? That's what you do to the dog. That's what you do.
No. Oh, no. When the
Get
dog.
Out of here.
Listen to me. The dog barks at. We have a rescue dog. I'm going to fuck you up. We have a rescue dog that we rescue everything. I remember dating girls. Listen, shut up. I remember dating girls, living with my parents when I was 15, 16 years old, dating all these girls. And like they'd have a dog, and then all of a sudden, I'd break up with them, but all of a sudden the dog's with us for some fuck reason.
Hold on.
And my parents would take the dog over after I broke up with some cute chick, by the way.
Would you get the dog together?
What do you mean?
Or she already had the dog?
No, she had the dog.
And then you break up and the dog comes with you?
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know why.
Like the dog would know what's going on.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
And then like all this stuff, my dad they would always take in all these animals, and we loved them so much. And
what about our listeners out there that need a home for their animal? Are you taking the animal too?
No, I'm not going to do that.
You're done with that?
No, we're getting a big house, and we worked our ass off.
We've heard about it.
No, I'm fucking excited about it, homie.
You should be.
And it's been fucking tough. And I had to sell Kate's house, and I had to dig ditches. I dug ditches, Andy.
Her parents dug ditches.
No, I do too sometimes. When I'm out on the radio show and I got shit, they come over and they work on my house. Oh no, it's
They're
fucking
always
embarrassing.
I love that. I got to meet all these people, but. Cam is in relationships when you're a teenager. You break up.
Yeah, and the dogs
come with you. This is amazing.
Like, where are you going, girl? Like, give me the fucking dog. The dog could roam free and have, like, eat every night. Now, get out of here. No, you're not taking care of it. I'll take care of it. Actually, my parents will. My parents will. Mm-hmm. But they love animals. And do they want grandkids? Probably.
Yeah.
But
are you going to give it to them?
I don't know.
For the record, I was a few minutes late today, and Cam sends me a text.
I don't fuck around
he goes,
with shit like this.
Hurry the hell up. There's children here, dude, and this is embarrassing.
No, we're in the middle of like Clayton, and we're in like a little like office. And I'm like, I'm going to do this shit in my fucking house, in my fucking badass studio. I'm going to pay for you guys to come out. I'm going to have pizza ready. We're going to have fucking everything. My buddies out there. We're going to chill. That's what we do. Why would we want to come here where there's children running and there's like
what do you mean
parents,
children?
And I'm like cussing and things, and I walk outside to go to the bathroom and like there's children like, there's the demon, mommy. There he is. No, that's what the fuck's happening. I'm done with it.
Let's really set
motherfucker, I'm done.
We're
doing it at my house, homeboy.
People around here, they love us, dude.
Man,
all the
I
other
scare
offices,
them. No, I scare them, man.
We're in an office, and there just so happens to be, like, there's another office down the hallway for
there's
people.
a million offices.
Who
I don't
know.
like it.
No, listen, and there's like turnover, and right now in that office, there's like an older lady who's super nice. She let me borrow a chair one time. She's like, she's fucking loves us.
You scavenger.
She loves us, and she's a tutor, and she has kids there that she tutors. So that's what she's doing.
They're scared of me, dude.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
normal.
I have a fucking mask on. I have glasses on when I walk in, and I'm throwing F-bombs out like it's crazy. Can we do this in my brand new house, please? What the fuck?
Dude,
I will pay you
my in-laws,
money.
My in-laws listen to the first podcast ever.
Oh, God. What? No.
Yesterday.
Cam's too much.
No,
Fine.
no, they didn't say that. Yesterday.
Bud Light doesn't think so.
And it, like the podcast like popped up on their phone.
Good.
So they must. I don't know what happened. So the first one they ever listened to was yesterday, and so they told me today.
What did I do wrong?
No, they loved it. They loved it. They loved it.
Man, I got my own show every day. I know how to not be crazy, okay?
They loved it.
But this is my natural shit, and I don't know what you want me to do.
All right, let
but
me
I
ask
don't
you
like
this.
being in a goddamn.
No, I think it's great.
We're just children around
just so
here.
people know, we're like in a secluded spot, dude.
I know, but
and the guy who hooks us up with it,
awesome motherfucker,
dude. He's awesome.
Oh, geez, Louise, thank you. He knows what's up.
We're in like
and we're good.
We're in the
Look, I'm a princess
DSG
now.
studios.
No, we're not. Dude, we are. If you guys saw the
our setup is sick.
all these guys probably grinding, fucking at the mill and fucking digging ditches and pouring concrete. And they're like, "Where you guys at?" I'm a princess, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Princess
I'm a
Cam.
princess.
Princess
I
Cam.
want to hook up my people.
Can we start getting that out there? By the way, hashtag Princess Cam.
I am. I don't know. Kate's even like, God, you're. I'm like, I know.
Can I ask you a question now?
I'm like,
I got to ask you this.
What?
And we kind of like not the guest that's coming up on this episode, which we're looking forward to here in this edition. Episode number 83, but a future one. We kind of talk about this, how like it's kind of changing now with the evolution of social media, and everybody has a voice, everybody has a phone, everybody has a social media account, and now you're seeing more and more former players who like all of a sudden when it's convenient, they want to get in on the mix, right? And they kind of want to be like insiders.
Oh, fuck.
What's your take on that as a former player? Like, how do you look at that?
It's fake because I know what they're doing. So if you play for a guy, if you play with a guy, which I've done a million times, grew up with guys like Patty, and Patty goes through all these like different transactions.
Patty Maroon for those
Patty
who don't
Maroon.
know.
Okay, I grew up with him. We fucking worked out there. Like I know his family. Like we know everything. Like I don't give a fuck. Like he got traded, I'm like, fuck, I wish he was here. But I'm like, oh, that's fucking business. Like I don't tweet, I don't say a fuck thing, even if it was kind of shady on one part and the other. I don't I don't care. I'm like, shit happens. And I went through it, everything. I'm not gonna be like, this is unacceptable. I've talked to Patty first. I know it. What the fuck? Give a fuck. Patty talked to 50 different people. Petro talked to Alex Petrangelo. Talked to 50 different people. I play with Petro too. I could be like, "What's going on, dude? Tell me." And then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, this is what he's saying." Well, yeah, he's telling you that, and 50 other people. But the insiders are talking to him, his agent, his ownership, his this, that, and everybody else. So they get all of it and they put it together. Where you're just buddies with them. But then you're like, "I know more," and then this is disgusting. And what? And I imagine, what the fuck do you care? He's making $70 million. He didn't get fucking. He didn't get like blown up or a fucking IED in Afghanistan, and he doesn't get health coverage over here. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? He's signing for $60 fucking million with signing bonuses, and you're like chirping on Twitter about what fuck? I don't get it.
You know what?
I don't get it.
We're going to put a bow on this Petro thing.
I don't get it.
And we wish him the best in Vegas and whatever. But I will say,
he's great. He's a great guy.
I kind of touched on this a little bit before.
We don't want. Wait, time out. And let me put a bow on it. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about the guys. It's just kind of like, why do you care about it? Why do you care that much? Like you're not.
Dude, they care so much.
Right.
And see this.
But
this
we don't want
it. This is when it shows me, like, because listen, I do this for a living, right? And it kind of goes to show you when you're probably not equipped to handle it because you're too emotional.
It's like
you allow your emotions.
It's like politics.
You allow your emotions to get the best of you,
it's business.
and you become emotionally attached to the individual. You can't have it both ways.
I don't.
You can't be a unbiased reporter / insider, report the news when you're all like emotionally.
It's my buddy.
Yeah, you just can't.
We're all buddies.
You can't.
We're everybody's buddies in the hockey world for the most part. Like, who gives a fuck? He's making money. And time out. I don't want a mid-market team like the Blues.
How could you say that?
How
could you say that?
Listen, I don't want a fucking mid-market team with Tom Stillman and a bunch of St. Louis ownership groups and Doug Armstrong be like, we'll give you no movement clause till the day you die.
Hey.
And then we're not going to spend any money on anything else. And the trickle-down effect's going to fucking hit the fans and everybody. I don't want my GM or my ownership group to ever fucking do that.
Here's my message to players. And I know players say this all the time, but you have to truly walk the walk. When you say your agency and your agents work for you, make sure you take that approach. They do work for you.
No shit.
Do not let them take control of the
you.
situation here.
You're the man.
You're the man.
You're 30 fucking years
old.
old.
You do what you want.
You're not 23.
You
your first
tell
contract.
them what you want, and they better do what you want.
I want to know every fucking conversation you have. Put it back on. Let's talk. I'm sitting here with my kids. Fine. I don't care. Let's go. Let's listen. What else? What else is going on? This is how we need to play. We'll do this with Doug. We'll do. That's what you do. No, like, oh, well, go ahead. You're 30 years old. You're in control. And if you're not, then that's on you. Mm-hmm. We talked about this.
Yeah. No, you're right, man.
Fuck.
I mean, wish Petro, who's a great player.
Man,
dude.
Petro's a fucking. We
the best
both
of
wheeled
luck.
our fucking Rams cheerleaders girls together. It's the best night ever.
Oh, we got a message from a former Rams cheerleader who
no
listens
shit.
to all our podcasts. She lives in Nashville. She's a hockey mom. So
Cool.
Give a shout out to her.
Girl.
Say
What's her
what up.
name? She's probably blonde.
I think she has her own podcast called Mother Puckers.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that name. That's kind of cool. Fuck yeah, girl.
Hockey mom's gone
Motherfucker.
wild.
I love it. Damn right. Good. Be fucking creative. Be different.
Hockey mom's
Damn
gone
right. Be different than all the other ones.
so
Martha Stewart shit. Go ahead.
Coop Dog on this
Coop Dog,
edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast, man. Looking forward to this. You know, listen, I've known Jon Cooper for a long-ass time.
Yeah.
Long time. Like since I was like a kid. And
Still look very good.
Do I?
Go ahead. What?
I'm a grown-ass
Sorry,
man.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Go ahead. What did you say?
And so, like, my wife knows. I'm just like some people. You just kind of root for. You feel good because you know the work that they put in. Like Jon Cooper has earned his way every time he reaches a new level. It's because like he's won his way there. Like who
Talk with Chaser.
Who the
that
fuck
last
was
night.
Jon Cooper? Like he's coaching the St. Louis Bandits.
You asked
no
Chaser
one
that in
gives
the
a
locker room
shit.
last
I didn't.
night.
No, somebody else did. I didn't ask them.
Remember Chaser last night? We were talking about Coop because we were talking about the podcast.
Yeah, but I was on the other side, kind of just like
no.
at
the end of the night.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the night,
yeah,
and you're
okay.
sitting right next to me.
Okay.
What are you fucking talking about?
Wait, I don't know what
Remember,
you're talking about.
Well, I asked him about. Like, he told a story about Coop and how the Stamkos situation actually that was like reincarnated with something that happened in juniors with Patty and Chaser, and this kid, their captain, was hurt all year long, and they're in Alaska and they're playing for the fucking championships, and Coop quietly flew his grandparents in there. Remember this story? And he couldn't play, and they flew him in there, and they dressed him that night, and they played him at the end of the night.
Really?
Yes, and they won the championship.
In the
Although he was
championship game.
-1, they were up by like 6 though. But
they sat a healthy player
exactly
to
to put the
kid
captain
in,
on,
and
flew,
he's the captain
and
of the
they
team.
flew her
like on a surprise.
Yep.
I love
You
that.
didn't
type
remember
of
that goddamn story we were talking about in the locker room last
I
night?
must have been.
Oh, you're probably fucking.
probably
you're probably talking to some fucking nerd.
I was probably putting my like keepithansen.com like hair gel in.
That
dude.
could be true.
Probably do my hair.
Well, good. You should.
That's probably what I was doing.
You smell good.
Yeah. So probably putting my beard,
that was a good rebuttal on your part.
Putting my beard moisturizer.
Anytime you say
in.
that, I can't
Dude,
chirp
did you see me last night in the room though? I'm going around telling people to hold their hands out, and I'm squirting beard moisturizer in their hands, dude.
Yeah, they look sexy.
And everyone's putting it in their face. That's
Like-
what we do. Keep it handsome, baby.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But Jon Cooper, dude. So just like always keeping in touch with him. Like one of my close friends who I grew up playing against and whatever. John Roger, who I coached with for 3 years, really good buddy. Like they coached together. He took them from here to St. Louis, went to Green Bay. Always kept in touch with these guys, and then when they were in the minors and stuff like that. So just to see him win the Stanley Cup, like you really feel good because you know that the road that he's traveled and how he's gotten there. So, love having Coop on the Cam and Strick podcast.
He was a little scared at the beginning, wasn't he?
Was he a little nervous?
Was he scared? Is he
Well, I
scared
think
of me?
it's nervous.
Why are they scared of me?
Well, I don't
Why?
know.
Why?
I'll let you
I didn't
answer
say
that.
no. Why?
Do you think you
are they
scared
scared?
him? You think
I don't
you
say
scared him?
anything.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
He's scared,
But
guys.
like, I think when you're an active coach, you're just kind of like you're a little bit on edge. You're just kind of like, okay, I gotta
I
make.
know.
You want
I
to
just
make
don't
sure.
want. I don't want guys to be scared.
Well,
like we're pumping
It's not
your
about
tires
being
up.
scared, man. You want to present yourself in the right way
not
because
scared
hey,
of you.
players out there, they're listening, whatever. Like they
That's
want to,
true.
you just want to
Very
make
true.
sure that you're presenting yourself the right way.
We're
And
good
Coop-
dudes.
And Coop did a great job here on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. So we appreciate Jon Cooper for taking the time, the Stanley Cup winner, for joining us and told us.
Tell me to get a boat too. God, who can?
No, if your neighbor has a boat, then you have a boat.
Motherfucker, you need me.
That's
in control.
what he
No,
said.
Stop. You need me in control.
Like,
All y'all
like the
know
more
that.
you talk about this,
You
and the
need
more
to
I
be in
talk to others,
control.
you overvalue.
Oh, I'm
this
going to
whole
go on my
idea.
buddy's boat. Hey, can I come on your boat? Oh, I got 15 people on already. Oh, I'll go next weekend. That's fucking cool. Real cool.
Yeah,
Be in
and
control.
then you don't have to pay for it.
Well,
and then when
you're
it gets-
making money. What are you, a fucking
when
cheap
the
fuck?
salt
You give me a
water-
cheap fuck?
When the salt water ruins the bottom of the boat,
Oh,
you're not on the
here
hook
he-
for the
oh,
bill.
here he knows now
Yeah.
about the fucking
And like
bottom
when,
of the
when
boat.
The random
He
guy,
doesn't even know what the fuck
when
he's
the
talking
random
about.
guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, dude, I love your podcast, and by the way, you don't need a dually to tug a boat."
Depends on how big it is, dick.
I mean, so that tells
Read
me
the fucking
tells me
live
all I
reads.
need
You
to
don't know
know
what you're talking about. Stop. I'm not talking about free agency. Don't talk about boats.
Oh, baby.
Fuck's sakes.
All right, hey, the Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by
Which one are you starting with?
Car Shield, baby.
Oh, of course it's our Car Shield. They hooked me up. That's what they did. I saw this firsthand. All y'all, check them out. I remember that. I was right in front in Eureka. Everybody knows me, Andy's. I'm pretty popular there, which is whatever.
What did you say? Oh, there's like a sign that says like "Welcome to Eureka, home of Cam Jansen." I didn't see it when I drove by the exit. Yeah.
I'm down. Everybody knows my truck, and I'm down. And Kate and I are.
Everyone knows my
and
truck.
I walk into the local, popular Mexican place, and I come back and talking to people, shaking hands, shaking babies, kissing it, whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, blah blah blah. What's up, everybody? Blah, blah. Everybody's like, see ya, Cam, see ya, and there's kind of like a parade.
Shaking babies, don't do that.
So there's like a little parade for me to leave. Like, Cam, they're like throwing things at us. Like, we just got married because that's what we do when we go there. And then my fucking truck wouldn't start. Oh my! My truck wouldn't start. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Kate. She's like, calm down, you idiot. Calm down. I'm like, gosh. I'm like, and everybody's like, Cam, you leaving? I'm like,
Yeah, I played for the Blues and the Devils.
I'm wealthy. Fucking Christ. Fucking embarrassing. I call Car Shield and they're like, just go up to the street, you idiot. They'll take.
Yeah.
My dad picked me up or whatever.
Oh my
buddy.
God.
So my dad, not
Your
my
dad
buddy,
picks you
because
up.
he's my neighbor. I'm like, get over here now.
Why don't
He's
you
like,
call your aunt?
I go, Dad, get over here now. He's like, I'm reading the paper. I go, what the fuck? Get the fuck over here now. It's a fucking mile, ass fuck. And he's like, okay, fine. I'll get over. I'm like, God, I'm so embarrassed, Dad. He's like, all right, I'll get you. God, he knew that he's going to get me too. He was going to come get me, but he still said, I'm reading the paper.
And
I'm like,
no, that is
asshole.
a great line. I love your dad. What's his name again?
Dennis.
Dennis.
He's a fucking pimp. He
What
should be in
up,
the Amateur
Dennis?
Hockey Hall of Fame like with me.
Are you lobbying for that?
No, they don't.
I think
they don't
you
even know what
You're
it is.
pushing for that.
No, my parents were the OGs of hockey parents in St. Louis, dude. They were the first ones.
No.
My parents
No.
were the first ones to create a hockey player in St. Louis.
Maybe for a
Wait,
kid that
wait,
made
wait.
it to the show because, like, I mean, other kids played before you, and like their parents still got
in
up
the
at like
NHL,
5 o'clock in the morning.
NHL,
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Without any money, without any hockey knowledge, they did it.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving them credit. They don't even fucking know what's going on. But
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I like that. 800-857-2481. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. You're going to save 10%.
Yeah.
Again, carshield.com. Customize your own plan. Do it the way that you
yeah.
want it. 800-857-2481. Carshield.com. Mention the promo code CAM, and you'll save 10%. Man, we love those guys. Nick and everybody over there.
They love hockey too.
Awesome
They're
people.
great for St. Louis. They do a lot of charity work and shit.
Bud Light Seltzer. Can you name the flavors? Go.
You're drinking black cherry. We got a little lemon lime. We got pineapple.
That's in the variety pack.
We got give me a goddamn thing and I'll look at it. What the fuck are you putting me on the spot for? Oh yeah, mango. You got mango.
Mango, baby.
Everybody's getting on the mango train.
Oh my God, they love it. They love it.
I know. And they're like tweeting at me. I want that. Tweet at me, Instagram, all that shit. Hashtag mango. Always but tag Bud Light though. Like they need to know. Mm-hmm. Like this is kind of going on because sometimes you don't do it. And there's a lot. Like we want people to like show the chill zone. Yeah. Mango, whatever the fuck you got. I don't give a shit. Just tag Bud Light in it, right?
I know. And like
right?
100 calories.
Yeah,
5% alcohol. Is that good? Is that good? 5% alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Less than a gram of sugar.
No, but you feel good.
You don't want to have
You're
sugar.
never going to be like, mango.
All the flavored alcohols out there,
you're just
usually
gonna be
loaded.
Oh, I feel good. I'm mango.
But they're loaded with sugar. This one isn't.
No. You don't get a headache the next day.
No.
I like that.
They got the variety pack. Pineapple is in the variety pack.
Good. And guys,
with
you can
grapefruit and cranberry.
Get creative at the lake, or even if it's wintertime, make a fucking fire down at the lake or whatever.
Some people, like all the Canadians out there, like when do you start skating on the lake? That's when I was always jealous that I wasn't Canadian.
They could do it. It depends on where you're at, dude.
Okay, you don't know. What are you talking about?
I didn't live there for 3 years.
Well, I mean, you act like you know the weather forecast.
I didn't go up there
across the country. Like it's the same.
I didn't do my thing in fucking Canada. Who the fuck are you kidding?
You didn't hang out at the China Club in New York. I can tell you that.
China Club. I'm like, what is he talking about? That
next episode.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. The China Club.
Well, we had the China Club in Windsor. Trust me on that.
No, that was the Cheetah.
Walking in when I was like fucking walking in 17 years old.
Yeah,
you're growing up quick.
I mean,
when you're living there with money.
Don't make me tell the story that you told me before the episode.
What?
I mean, come on, maybe an investigation after that one.
What?
Whatever.
Well, don't say that.
Well, whatever you told me.
What I do?
Well, nothing bad. No investigation.
Jesus Christ!
No,
well, don't say that.
I don't mean.
Idiot.
Okay, we'll take that out.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That actually will get.
No, I don't care about it. Don't take it out. You didn't say anything. What'd I do?
The principals.
Oh God. I know, smashing them all up.
I mean, you're like dating principals?
I wasn't dating them, but you're 17, and these older women
were
online.
This is part of the live
They were
read?
online, and I'm at my 87-year-old billet house, and I'm online, like, meeting up with...
87?
My billets were 87 motherfucking years old, and I'm on their computer hooking up with, like, 40-year-old principals in my car. It's like, what are you doing, Cam? I go, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends at the ice cream shop. And they're like, oh, have fun, Cam. Here, it might rain tonight. Take this. I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking smash up some fucking 40-year-old fucking. She might want me to piss on her or something.
Oh my God!
I know they're psycho. I'm sorry.
No, this is getting too far.
And I get home and my billets are like, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm stuffed from the ice cream. Fucking Christ.
Hey, just so you know, it's the Cheetah Club, by the way.
Yeah, dude.
You don't even
Travis
know.
got kicked out of that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I hook him up.
I went there too.
Did you? Fuck's sakes. Nasty. I mean, come on.
No, they bring him down.
Like when you're 17 years old, it's one thing, but if you go there when you're 30, you're like, what?
They bring them down from Montreal.
Yeah, I know. Where they go?
Like bus
motherfucker,
loads.
I know.
It's like bus loads.
King Louis the fucking
like, we're
18th.
here for the weekend.
There's a reason why Montreal has such hot women, and it's Louis the 14th back in the fucking day. He was a little fucking wheel from France, and he cruised over to fucking Montreal, and he brought all these fucking hot-ass prostitutes, and then they all had sex, and now there's hot chicks everywhere.
Really? Is that your philosophy?
I think it is. You guys could look that up real quick. I could be completely wrong.
Everyone in Montreal beautiful?
Oh, my God. The women are gorgeous.
Everything in Montreal is better. And that's why I was sitting there saying to myself, I'm squirting out the beard moisturizer.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? The beard moisturizer.
What's your wife doing?
The beard moisturizer for people in the room, for the boys.
Jesus, like your verbiage
and
needs
the head balm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hooking people up, dude. And they're like, "How good is this stuff?" I'm like, "Dude, it's from Montreal. Everything's good in Montreal." Is that true? Like everything's good in Montreal,
kind of.
Dude?
I mean, the food. I don't know about the food. I'm sorry. Like I'll go to New York and have fucking food, man. You go to goddamn old school 1800s steakhouses. They've been cooking the same steak for fucking ever. But Montreal, it's fancy. The girls are hot. The people are cool. Their accents are sexy. Everything's expensive. You might bust your ass when you walk down the sidewalk because there's ice and shit. But the food's kind of not very good. I don't know.
No, it's pretty damn good.
Motherfucker,
I don't know where you go.
No, I'll tell you this because you play in every goddamn city, Andy, unlike you. And then every time you have like a pregame meal, you eat the food that they have there and you just like judge it. And then you go out to dinner.
It's like fancy French
It's
food.
fancy. It's like you got rice with shit. And I'm like, I want the women.
So keepithandsome.com dude, all these hair products. I feel like my hair is thicker. It's growing.
It smells good.
I'm more handsome than I've ever been, I think. Ever since I've been using KeepItHandsome.com.
You smell sexy.
I use the head balm. I got the body spray.
Yeah, body spray.
I'm just
Kate
hooking it up.
Kate's like, oh, let me smell you quick.
I wake up. My wife's like, why are you running to the bathroom?
Do you ever smell your wife's hair?
I can't wait to get ready.
Do you ever smell your?
Oh,
I do.
Yes, I love it.
I love smelling my wife's hair.
Especially when
she's done. I'm like, get over here, girl.
Yeah.
Like I smell her. Like,
Okay,
God, you are a print. What?
No, it's
no.
It's great.
Like it turns me on. It turns me on. She smelled my hair the other day.
Biden does that too, doesn't he? Is that what he does?
Yeah, the children. I do it to my wife.
No, he does not do it to children.
God, are you stupid?
I don't think.
Kate smells my hair now. She's like, "Oh, I want some dick." And I'm like, "What's
okay.
up?" I'm just saying. I'm just
all right,
fine.
I'm just
okay.
Okay, I'm just saying, dude. You've got some wax.
Yeah.
You've got some gels. You got the shampoos, the conditioners. This stuff is just off the chain. So the wife was like, "Why are you running to the bathroom?" I was like, "I just cannot wait."
Yeah, why are you going to the bathroom?
To just put all the stuff in my hair. So KeepItHandsome.com.
Go in the bathroom every 2 seconds. That's a sign.
KeepItHandsome.com. Mention the promo code Cam and Strick.
Yeah.
One word, and you're going to save 15%. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
No,
you.
I'm being
Did I
serious.
Say that, do I look like I'm kidding you?
We just put a video out, just like breaking down Torrey Krug. Okay, he's just ridiculous. Plus, he's tough too. Listen, I'm such a Torrey Krug fan already. He is tough. He can skate. But we broke down the highlights, and
we'll do that again. We're gonna do more of that.
We'll do more of that. We'll do more of that. Broke down the highlights. It was not gonna be fights all the time. But listen, we fight the ugly.
That's what the women want.
We had the T-shirts. Fight ugly. People ask me at the store, like, "What is that? What does that mean?"
All the time.
They said to me, "Do you fight a lot?" I was like.
You have to say no, Andy, because you don't.
No, I don't.
You don't know how to make a fist. You don't. Little Ty needs to get into fucking MMA, though. I'm not fucking lying to you.
Oh, he doesn't.
Don't get me started on that.
MMA.
No. Get into boxing and fucking wrestling.
Oh, I know.
We talked about
that. Yes, we talked.
So
about
you
that.
haven't.
Yeah.
But little Ty needs to get his confidence.
Yeah.
His confidence.
That gives you confidence.
And you stick up for people. You're not like, I'm mad at the world. No, I stick up for people. Like my sisters. Just letting you know, homeboy.
You don't have sisters.
He has sisters.
Oh,
idiot,
yeah, he
fuck.
does. Yes.
He's got two sisters you got to stick up for.
No, he does.
Don't make them be tougher than him.
Right. He knows that.
What's wrong with
If you were to ask him today,
this is Jamie. I'm looking at my fucking engineer right now. I might have to go over there and really lay it out for him. What is going on here? I got 2 cats and a dog, and I gotta fucking let him know how to run a family.
Let the people know though. Buy these hoodies. Fight ugly. KeepItHandsome.com. You can go to Amazon too if you're in Canada.
Yeah.
You can buy them on Amazon.
You'll find it.
But dude, it's the best quality. They fit perfect. And
I know they're not. I like their.
I know.
They're kind of thin tight.
I know. I love that, man.
Show my chest off,
and
baby.
so the a portion of the proceeds go to the Montreal Resource Center, which supports anti-bullying. Okay, which is something that we really, in all seriousness, we want to support that. I know you were kind of a bully on the ice a little bit, but if you really look at it,
5'9" bully that fought the heavyweights. Okay. What the fuck?
You're 5'9"?
No, 5'11". I'm a 5.
You said you're 5'11" and a half. Now you're 5'9".
No, it makes me so.
You
if
are
I exaggerate how small I am, it makes me less of a bully.
You said 5'11" and a half.
Shut up.
You said originally.
No, I stuck up for everybody.
No, that's
the way it goes.
So let me finish. So
I picked on 6'6" guys. Oh, sorry guys about that.
Sorry,
I picked on you, big monster.
Well, all I'm saying is you can look at it a couple different ways. You weren't bullying. You were sticking up against the bullies.
Yeah, dude.
And you fight the bullies. You fight the ugly. There's a lot of ugly. There's too much ugly that's out there. Support a good cause. Support the Montreal Resource Center. Support anti-bullying.
Can I say something real quick? If you got kids, if you got a tough kid, right, and you're a dad, and he's people follow him around, and he's kind of popular in school, and he's bigger, and he's kind of tough, and he's got that attitude, make sure he knows that you stick up for the weak. You stick up for that kid that's not popular. You stick up for the girls. You be nice to everybody. Yeah. You're the fucking man. Mm-hmm. You stick up for everybody.
I was always taught that.
My dad. You stick up for those guys.
Yes, you do.
The big bully that's dick that comes in and chirps like a. No. We don't play that game. You stick up for everybody, and the girls and the teachers and everybody will see it.
Yeah,
and they're gonna help you.
Okay.
And it always comes back around. Karma does. It does.
It does. It does.
I believe in that like
Fight
a
Ugly,
motherfucker, by the way.
KeepItHandsome.com. Go get your hoodie. And you know what? I want you to tweet at us with your hoodie on.
Yeah, please.
I want to see that hoodie in your chill zone with your Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah, I want it all. Mango. I want it all.
That's right.
All in one spot.
HockeyTraining.com. Now.
You were terrible last night.
I was just a little tired.
Is that bad for the sponsor then?
No, because actually, like, you know what? One guy.
Were you tired?
No, but like,
what the fuck?
There's a kid who played with us, who plays in the American League yesterday, who came out and skated, and you know what he said?
He
to me?
does it.
But you know
he
what he
does
said?
hockey training.
Yeah, but
I know he does.
But you know what he said to me?
What?
And don't like chirp this, because this is what he said. He goes, dude, I haven't seen you play in a while, dude. He goes, you are so much better now than the last time I saw you. And
really?
I said it's hockeytraining.com, and that's why.
God, but you were bad, though.
I was dishing. I was tired. Chaser makes me nervous, and so do you.
I know.
Every time I get the puck, you guys are yelling, like, shut up. Why are you
No,
why
I
are
pump
you
your
yelling?
tires up.
You saw my back check.
Who's the one guy on the ice that actually pumps guys up? After every goal on the other team, I'm like, fucking good job, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I pump all you up. When you don't back check and you get lazy, like fucking
I will
Kreider
say
and
this.
No. Then I'm like, get the fuck back because you're not good enough not to get back, homeboy.
I will say yesterday was your best game. And I don't think you scored in the first half of the game. I think once everyone got tired, you started scoring. But you scored a lot of goals. You scored a lot of goals yesterday.
I'm not going to say it.
No, but you scored a lot of goals.
Tom Stillman hooked me up. The Blues owner set me up for a 1T, and I went bar down.
No, it wasn't. It was
down.
low left.
Sit down.
Low blow.
Fine, whatever. Let me exaggerate a little bit. I went bar down, and I went to Tom like, get over here. Fuck yeah, Tommy. And he's like, yeah. Our owner of the Blues has a euphoric high because he set me up with a 1T in the slot. Andy, is that not the funniest shit
it was a sick
in
pass.
the goddamn world?
Because you know what? True story. When you came
Get
back,
over here, Tommy.
You came back to the bench. I said, "Who made that pass?" You go, "That was Tom." I was like,
I pumped Tom up the whole fucking time.
Sick pass.
Yeah. Anyway,
so he might be using hockeytraining.com.
He might be.
Not everybody tells you.
I know.
But
in his big ass house in Montana.
But I know who is and who isn't. I'll tell you that. Because I certainly know who isn't using hockeytraining.com. You want to get better. You want to improve your speed. You want to improve your puck handling. You want to improve your confidence. And most important, do you want to improve your endurance? You want to be in shape. Go to hockeytraining.com. Become a VIP member. Kevin and Dan hooking it up.
God, they're athletes, by the way.
They are like
holy mackerel.
They make you.
How'd they not play? Did they play?
You embarrassed for yourself.
Oh my! I see these things on Facebook and Instagram, like,
I know.
And I always have to like feel like I have to say something to,
dude. These guys are
because they're doing these like weird things.
I know.
And I'm like, I love you. I'm like, oh no, don't post that because you sound stupid. I'm like, what do I say? Like, these guys are way better than me.
They're so good, man. I know. And you know what? You could be that good, too. Just put the effort in. You can do it inside your house. You don't need to belong to a gym. And if you're a men's league player out there and you're like, you know what? I know I suck, and these guys are like, I'm trying to fit in. Do it on your own. You don't have to tell anybody.
God, you guys.
It's like hockey therapy. That's what hockeytraining.com is. Get yourself better.
Everybody knows that
Prove
guy.
your explosiveness.
What? Everybody, even in Canada, all you Canadians. You know when that guy walks in. Everybody's like, oh, Leo's here.
Leo.
Oh, well
hi,
done.
Leo.
Hi, Leo. Oh, cool.
Hi, Leo.
Hopefully you didn't bring your
Did
skates.
you bring the beer,
Hopefully you didn't
Leo?
bring your skates.
Did you bring the beer?
Oh, he does have his skates. Fuck.
But he brought the beer.
And he stays out there the whole time. He's like, I'm Leo. Look at me.
Yeah.
And then you like try to toe drag a guy in center eyes.
Leo, get off the ice.
And they'd be like, puh. And like pout and then not get back. And then they score. And he's like, well, I'm staying out here. Meh.
Leo, get off
Leo,
the ice.
I hate you. You're not Leo DiCaprio. I don't know why I brought Leo into this. You suck.
You're not Leo Fleury either.
Ugh. You're the worst Leo I've ever seen in my life at everything.
Don't be a Leo.
Don't be a Leo.
Do not be a Leo.
Christ.
Get hockeytraining.com.
Hi, I'm Leo.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool,
Leo's
Leo.
here.
Leo, get out of here.
Leo's here.
Don't be Leo. So send us
Leo's
some hockeytraining.com videos too. I want to know who's signing up. I want to know who's getting better, who's putting the work in.
Yeah, help us with our guys. Like these sponsors, like drive the engine.
Drive
here.
the bus.
Like honestly, we're not like we don't like we own everything, man. Like we create everything. Our engineer, and we got Brody. We got you got to help support the sponsors. It is what it is. I don't like to but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, we'll bring it, man. We'll bring it for you.
Brody, get our full videos out on Twitter.
Brody,
let's
get
go.
us fucking verified on like with the what is it called on Twitter? Like we're verified on there. But why can't we post more than 2.5-minute videos on Twitter.
Come on.
Can
somebody help us understand
for
that?
$5,000 a month?
We will get you in touch with our social media director.
Please.
And let us know how we can put our full videos. Like we have it on Instagram.
Like
we
have
it on
so
our
much
Facebook.
shit for you guys.
Like who can tell our social media guy how to put these entire videos that we did with
all
Tory
the verification shit
on Twitter.
Oh my,
how do we do that? Somebody
embarrassing.
let us know, please.
It's embarrassing.
All right, Bellman.com. We love Dan Bellman. Everything he does for hockey here in the community and everything he does to get you around, get you to point A and point B, and get you there safely.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Okay?
I need a new
Great vehicles, new cars, used cars, all there in Troy, Missouri. One side of the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Hook up that Jeep. Get that pink Jeep with 2 doors, small wheels, and soft top.
Or don't do that.
Or you can.
I mean, you can if you know.
Or you can cross the street, get a Cadillac Escalade like myself, get a GMC Yukon, or get like
a
Buick Enclave.
I like the Buicks
with
classy.
captain seats. The Cam is looking for.
No, they're fucking.
They're sick, dude.
Dude, if Danny wants to hook me up, I'll drive what the fuck he wants me to drive, and I'll pump that goddamn thing up.
Yes,
because they're all nice. Buick, they're nice now.
You want a Dodge?
Woods hooked it up.
Dodge Charger, you can hook that up too.
Yeah.
Like the variety, it's like a Bud Light Seltzer variety pack of cars is what it is, man. I mean, you just get everything. It's almost like this big package of keepithandsome.com. Buy everything. Don't buy one. Buy it all.
Well, look, but you could go there. Look, I make a little trip out of it. If you're living in Eureka to South County and you want to go out there, like
what about in the poor part of Ladue? Can you go there too?
Yeah, the poor part of Ladue, like Andy. Like, fuck, he thinks he's cool, but he's not quite there yet because he's in the poor part of Ladue. But if you make your way out there, like you got 2 different areas. You could there's restaurants out there and shit. Like you just go take your time. Like they're so easy to deal with.
And the salespeople are just
that's what it is, man. Like fuck,
dude.
you guys know. I know I'm like exaggerate when I say swinging dicks and stuff like that.
No, you're not.
You know what I'm talking.
No, you're not. We've
but
seen
when
it.
you go to places, like it's uncomfortable sometimes. For me, like I walk in, like I'll bag every fucking body up. But if my wife walks in there, she's just like, "Hi, I'm beautiful, but I don't want you to creep me out."
But
and I'm like, I just
for like a GMC.
like don't,
Can you help me,
I'm a badass bitch,
one?
but I don't want a fucking bunch of dicks in my face, and they're telling me that they're better.
Hey, did you go to Eureka? What class were you?
You're with Cam, aren't you?
What class were you?
I bagged that motherfucker up back in the day.
I was first team all conference tight end.
Fuck you. Kate's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Get the fuck away from me, please. Thank you. I'm a princess. Like, can't she just like? She goes to Bellman. Like, they're like cart her around. Like, what do you need? Like, here, you want a water? Here, sit down.
I know.
Take your time.
I know.
Take your time.
Yeah,
we don't have
restrooms right there.
Restrooms right here. Like, here. We'll give you.
Can I get you a water?
Well, so what are you trying to do? Oh, you and Cam are moving.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Can I get you anything?
Like, I used to fuck him up back in the day, woman. I'll tell you this right now. I'm a big dick, motherfucker. She's like, no, you're not, son. No, you're not.
All right, so Bellman.com. Check that out. All right, Jon Cooper, Stanley Cup winner, former St. Louis Bandit, who climbed the ladder. How do you go from lawyer to becoming an NHL Stanley Cup winner?
Smart people do smart things, I guess.
We tell you next on episode 83 on the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Go ahead, caller.
Coop,
what up,
dog.
Coop? What up?
Are you wearing flip-flops and shorts right now? Like, what is going on in Tampa?
What's that tan look like?
Don't you miss Four Seasons a little bit?
Thank you. Good question.
Coop.
My wife misses it immensely, like immensely. So inside, I do a little bit, but as soon as no, not that much. Sorry.
What? It's beautiful for about a month and a half, and then it gets shitty. We all know that. So I get it. Where you at in Tampa, though?
Like I miss, I loved it, like because I coached in St. Louis, I coached in Green Bay, like I coached in Syracuse and Norfolk, like been through all the seasons, and they all have their like pluses, like they're awesome places, but there's nothing like getting off an airplane at after you've left one of the cities in the north and you've been on an 8-day trip and you get off the plane and it's 75 and beautiful.
So people ask that too. They're like, even when you go, and it depends on how long the travel is, but if it's freezing cold somewhere and you go down to Arizona and the flight's not that long so you don't get jet lag, and you walk off the plane and it's 75, 80, 85 degrees, you're like, I'm going to play better tonight. I feel better about myself. Like everything's better.
It does. I truly believe like weather does have an effect. Like you go somewhere and the sun's shining all the time, like you have no choice but to feel good about yourself to start the day. But like when it's dark and cold and a little chilly, and you're like, gotta fight through this. So
although you look at the records, not all the warm weather teams are having the success that you guys are having right now.
You're such a downer.
So I'm just throwing it out there. That explains why you're such a Virginia basketball fan. Why your knowledge is so spread out. You know what's going on with Virginia basketball because you coached in Norfolk. I forgot about that, Coop. Only you would say, "Hey, we looked at the Virginia basketball program," and have everybody Googling, "Why is he looking at the Virginia basketball program?"
Yeah, I'm confused on what you're saying right now.
Yeah, you have no idea. See? Explain
ahead, Coop.
that,
What are you
Coop.
talking about, Coop?
So I'll give you the whole story about that.
Mm-hmm.
Was so when we got swept by Columbus, our neighbor across the street came right over like 2 days later and handed the Virginia National Championship hat to my wife and said, "This may not mean anything to you, but." And I'd known that, Virginia was the number 1 seed 2 years earlier going into the college basketball tournament. It was the first ever team to lose to a 16. They lost to UMBC. And so that was unheard of. And then fast forward a year later, that March, Virginia wins the national championship. So, unbelievable turnaround story. And after they win, fast forward probably a month and a half later, we get swept by Columbus having that kind of all-world regular season. And so she came over and brought the hat to my wife, and I carried that hat with me. Out of anything I received, that was the one that stuck with me the most. And I eventually brought that hat to training camp last September, and which is remarkable to say. That was over a year ago, and the season just ended. But it was... brought that into our locker room. And the funny thing is I've carried it with me everywhere. And when the season paused and we went back for the post-pause training camp, I brought the hat with me and we talked about it in the room with the players. And then I carried it and it sat with me for every single game. And at the end of when we won the Stanley Cup, Nikita Kucherov came up to me and said, "Coop, where's the hat? Where's the hat?" And I'm like, "Just turns out I have it with me." And I pulled it out that night. And that was really cool that, Cooch of all people was like, "I've always thought about that. I always thought about that hat and that team." And it was really a pretty cool story.
So I did know that. Andy's giving me the look right now. We talked about that on the radio show too. No, Virginia got beat. And
now
but
you
bring wait, time out. You brought that up and it kind of confused me. But now I get right when he started the story, I understood it. Andy,
okay,
thank you.
Good. So have you heard from the Virginia basketball program?
So I see. Before I address that, I see how this relationship. So this is a husband-wife relationship here going on.
It's very bizarre.
I
don't like that analogy, but it's very bizarre.
Hey.
But no, I have not.
As long as Cam's the wife, yeah.
I have not heard from the coach, but I think at some point. So I coached in Green Bay, and I think his father either played or coached in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Basketball there. So there's ties. I know, popular family in the town. So eventually I'm definitely going to hook up with them for sure.
Brad Soderberg, who used to be the head coach at St. Louis University, even maybe back at the same time when you were here coaching in St. Louis, he's on his staff. And I think he and Coach Bennett coached under Bennett's dad at Wisconsin going way back. So there's a long relationship. I may be the one to bring you guys together, Coop. How about that?
Louise.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I know Sody, and he loves
Don't
hockey
even
too.
tell me, Stricky, you're not a glue guy.
No,
Cam
he's
is
not.
the glue guy
Thank
on the
you.
podcast.
Thank you very much.
Listen to that.
Well, Strick knows everybody. I know this fucking guy. Good Lord.
I love it. Hey, but in all seriousness, since you brought that up, so you get swept. At what point in that series, Coop, did you say, "Man, we are in trouble"?
Yep.
We are in trouble. The whole hockey world doesn't know it. They think we're going to come back,
Yep.
but I think we're in trouble.
So I would say the first fire alarm was when we had the 3-0 lead, coasting along, and lost that game in game one. So then it's like, oh, okay, maybe we got to readjust here. It's okay. It's just one game. And then the next night, it's like bang, bang, bang. We're down early, and we end up losing 5-1. And Cooch ended up getting suspended. He got kicked out at the end of that game and then got suspended. And I'm like, okay, we might, now we're down 0-2. Now the alarms are really going off after that. And, as you saw, we couldn't recover.
So when you're coaching and you're watching the plays develop and you're confident, and you got the best players in the world on your team, what are you seeing? Are you like, God, we can't get through that fucking neutral zone? Like, oh, what is going on here? Oh, God, they're hitting us. Like, what was going through your mind right off the bat when you knew they were kind of suffocating you guys a little bit there? What was going through your mind?
So what happens, like, when you go through, we've been with this group for a while, and we're kind of, I think there was a little time period there where, like, the greatest show on ice. Like, we would just score and score and score. It was tons of fun. But in the end, it wasn't getting us, it got us, far in 2015 to the finals. And then in 16 and 18, we got, to the game sevens, but it wasn't pushing us over the top. And I think it took that Columbus series, as hard as it was to live through the last 500 days when we got swept. It took something like that. It took the failure for us to learn how to have success. And it's hard because all players, they want to score, and as a coach, you want to score, and it's fun, but to win, you have to be able to win different ways. And I credit Columbus, give them all the credit in the world. Like, they had a system and a plan to frustrate us, and it wasn't working early, but they stuck with it. They got a couple breaks, and all of a sudden, we struggled with it. And I think part of it too was, I think we'd clinched the President's Trophy before any other team had made the playoffs, or maybe it was like one day.
It was something like that.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like unheard of. So now you're playing for, you're playing with nothing for like a month and a half, and now, you're trying to get guys' personal stats, and I fell into that trap myself as a coach. You're trying to help your players, and we weren't ready for everything Columbus was going to throw at us. Now, if we win that game 1, we're up 3-0, and we ended up winning that game, who knows? Maybe our mojo or something would have got us through. But no, Columbus did a good job, and it was unbelievable for myself and everybody else.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview. All right, so what's your philosophy on the President's Trophy? Because, we've seen teams win every year, and then it doesn't automatically mean that it's going to translate into postseason success. How important is adversity over the course of the regular season? Because I remember when you guys came into town this past year, when Patty got his ring, Patty, the mayor of St. Louis.
Did he get 2 rings?
He may have gotten 2.
Did he get 2 rings? We didn't know.
He's got 2 fingers up in every picture.
He didn't put 2 fingers up. No, I didn't see that.
But anyway, he got his ring and all that. And you guys were struggling a little bit. And, I remember thinking and talking to him and maybe even Shaddy, like, maybe this will be good for the Tampa Bay Lightning in the long run. Do you think that adversity is important for a hockey club?
Well, it's always easy to say after you win. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, like, it helps. It probably lights a little bit of a panic fire in you, saying you don't want this to happen again. You don't want to go through that feeling again. But I'm a big believer in, God, if you earn a trophy, enjoy the trophy. Like, it's hard. Like, there's 31 teams. If you're the team that gets the most points and you win the President's Trophy, I'm like, enjoy that. Like, embrace it. That's hard to do, man. Like, my same belief about the Prince of Wales Trophy. It's like, you win a trophy, enjoy the trophy. But it is difficult because there's added pressure put on you when you are the President's Trophy winner, that you're like, okay, you won the President's Trophy, now you got to go win the Stanley Cup. When anybody that's played in the Stanley Cup playoffs know it's a whole different ballgame the regular season. And a lot of it's, like injuries and matchups and so many different things come into play. But, winning the President's Trophy does add a little bit of pressure going into the playoffs.
Okay, so say you have an unbelievable team. You're dominating. Maybe you go through a little ups and downs around Christmas time or whatever the case is. You figure it out. But then you're kicking ass and you're killing everybody. And you got 2 months to go and you clinch. Like, how do you address the team? Like, how do you overcome that? We also, in 2019, the Blues, they were terrible and they figured it out and they were rolling. And you roll for 4 months, you can keep it going for the playoffs. But when you're beating everybody all the damn time, what do you do as a coach to get them fired up and on point?
You mean like last year before?
Yeah, like if you're dominating and you got 2 months to go, you already clinched the President's Trophy. How do you keep these guys engaged?
Yeah, like it's different because I've got a relationship with the players. Like some of these guys came up with me in the minors, and I've been with that core group for a while. I think we all knew each other, and I think we all together we took ownership of what happened to us and what we need to do moving forward. As motivational tactics, when things are rolling, you kind of almost are just you let the guys go, and it's a fine balance between tinkering with things when it's going well, because you still have to make the playoffs, you still want to be in a good position to get home ice, but you don't want to rock a boat when the guys are going, and so it's a difficult balance. And somehow we have found our way. Like I said, we got close in 15, super close in 16 and 17. I mean, we were Game 7 of both conference finals. It's hard to it's a tough league to win in, and we've had some success in it. Fortunately, and one ended up with a Stanley Cup. But when you knock on the door enough, you got to plow through it, and these guys found a way, and I give all the players all the credit in the world.
Your story, Coop, I mean, it's probably unlike most coaches in the National Hockey League. I mean, I don't know how many guys were lawyers. I mean, most guys, had a long playing career, then found a way on an NHL, bench as an assistant. Maybe they climbed the ranks in major, junior, whatever. I mean, you go from Tier 2, USHL, you find your way to the American Hockey League that way. But when you first get on the bench in the National Hockey League and you look over and you see guys like Mike Babcock and Ken Hitchcock and Barry Trotz, all these guys that have had a lot of success, how confident were you at the time, Coop, that you belonged in the NHL, that you were good enough to be there?
Well, so people used to say to me, like, Coop, you're a rookie coach in the league. I said, you know what? I'm a rookie to the league, but I'm not a rookie coach. Like, I've coached for a long time and, had some decent success. But I will readily admit, I remember going on the bench for the first time, and it was in 2013, end of the year. There was 15 games left, and the team it was the lockout year. The team was pretty much out of the playoffs. And I remember going on the bench, and I was all fired up. And then I looked down, and Marty Berdeur's in that. I'm like, oh,
never
how are
heard
we
of
going
him.
to beat this? So it was that was intimidating in itself. And then it was funny. We ended up, I think we scored with 15 or 20 seconds left in the game, and eventually went to a shootout and won that game. But there's some exceptional coaches in the league, and you just listed some of them. And it's I sit there and think of our playoff run, and the coaches had to go through the Torts and Trotz and Cass and eventually Bones. It's these are guys that have been around for a long time, have coached in the league, and they've had success, and you admire them, you learn from them, but you and respect the heck out of them, but you can't end up fearing them because that'll be the end of you. And you got to trust in what you're doing and your philosophies, and there's a reason you get to the position you're in, and you just got to believe in what you're doing is right. And fortunately, I've had some unbelievable managers and Steve Eisman and Julien Brisebois and Jeff Finnick as an owner, and a lot of players that have bought in. And so I've had some fortunate, people on my side. But in the end, you got to believe in what you're doing, and fortunately, it's worked out.
So you say you had success, and when you're a young coach going through, coming up in the ranks and things like that, every coach has had success as a young. You have to, or you're not going to move up the ladder. Just like the players too. So when you finally get the big gig, what was your approach to talk to the guys? You're young. it's intimidating walking in the locker room. You have to find some sort of vibe with the guys. You have to have them respect you. Like, what was your game plan in that situation?
Well, that's a really good question. And the one thing is, so I didn't play in the league. And to be honest, there's a lot of coaches that never played in the league. You'd be surprised how many have not. And so you need, like, what I had going for me is we'd won. And I'd gone to pro hockey, and we had that team that won, 28 games in a row and ended up winning the Calder Cup. So the players just want to be coached. They want to be pushed, and they want to win. And if you can do that with them, I don't think they really care where you came from or what you did. They just want to be given an opportunity, and they want to, like I said, they want to be pushed, they want to win. And so we tried to create that environment for the players, but it's hard because I'll never forget my first meeting with the team, back in 2013. And, you've got the young kids, and Stamkos and Hedman were in the room, but you've got, Vinny LeCavalier and Marty St. Louis and guys going to the Hall of Fame. And you don't really think about it at the time, but afterwards you're like, holy cow, like this is a pretty big opportunity I've been given here. And you, especially when you're in the American League, you're so concentrating on your own team. I don't think you're ever sitting there saying, oh, I got to get to the NHL. And, but when you do, you got to be, it's a lot of gratitude, and you have to embrace your role. But like I said, you can't fear your role. And it was, I'm not going to say there weren't butterflies. There were a lot of nerve-wracking times, but it's like I said, I was surrounded with a bunch of fantastic players and great guys, and we all got through this together.
All right. Well, listen, I know Chaser is responsible for anything good that's ever happened to you. I mean, anything good that's ever happened to you. But
I had a part in that.
But what's the connection with Stevie Yzerman and Tampa Bay? Like, how'd that come about? Like, they call you, somebody that brought you guys together? Like, tell us that story.
So, sorry, say it again. It was breaking up.
Just tell us the story of what brought you and the Tampa Bay Lightning together. I mean, who did you know that brought you and Stevie together to even have that conversation, which eventually led you to coming into the organization there?
Well, like a lot of things, and I've been blessed all the way up with, obviously Chasers held me along the way. We've become good friends in junior, but again, it was, in the end, people. You have to win, and we were very fortunate in Tier 2. Back when I think you were covering the Hockey Buzz. And
he still is.
You're like, Coop, you gotta carry me along. And I'm like, okay, Stricky, I'll bring you with me, buddy.
little Stricky at the time.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking, hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview.
Coming through the ranks and then going to eventually the USHL. And basically what happened was in 2010, Jeff Vinnick bought the team, and he hired Steve Yzerman as the general manager. And I think that happened maybe in May. I might screw this up, in 2010 or whatever year it was. And then Steve hired Guy Boucher as the coach. And then he hired Julien Brisebois as assistant GM. He kind of had this order of operations. And this was now August. And so, you go try looking for a coach in August to coach your American League team. I don't think there's many available out there. So he was looking around, spoke to an agent, and they said, Julien and I joke about this. He's like, yeah, you should go interview this guy that's coaching in Green Bay. And I think Julien was like, Green Bay, like, what league is that in? And so it was a good laugh about that. But Julien eventually called me, and the USHL season our camp was about to start in 3 weeks, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to, go in this interview? And everybody's like, you got to go. Like, you can't burn any bridges. Just go see what they have to say. And so I kind of went to the interview very open-minded and really, like no pressure on myself. If something happens, it does. If not, it doesn't. and I had a wonderful rapport with them. And the interview went like 2.5 hours, and Steve and Julian were fantastic. And I remember thinking, like, God, I don't know if I'm going to get this job, but one day I'd really like to work for those two guys. And turns out everybody else must have said no, because they eventually hired me, and it's been a wonderful relationship ever since.
Was that the only organization you ever interviewed with? I mean, didn't you talk to St. Louis as well, Coop? Like, who else did you talk to?
I did. I talked to St. Louis earlier, and actually I'm glad I did, because I would have never got to meet Doug Armstrong, who we've become great friends since, and he was the best. But Army was new, and Army, it wasn't a situation where St. Louis had come looking for me. They'd already had guys in mind. And I think, friends of the family, the Blues guys who have good relationships, said, hey, you should just meet this guy. And Army was nice enough just to come and meet with me. And just to talk about the game and pro and what it's like to get in. But it was not much more than that. And he was awesome. He was awesome. But it was not the time for me, nor was it the time for the Blues probably. And you know what? In the end, I guess it's worked out for both of us.
I want to ask you, pick your brain on something real quick, Coop. So I know you coach through a bunch of different leagues, but you get to the show. How do you deal with the refs, right? Okay, so the refs have been in there a long time. Some of these guys, some of them are hard asses. I've dealt with them. Some of them are easy to deal with. Like, what was your approach to not losing your mind? Like, how'd you balance that whole thing, even as a young coach, dealing with some of these referees?
So another really case of, Jen, you're 2 for 2 on your questions.
He's stealing all my questions.
Take that and like it, motherfucker, Andy. Fuck you, Andy.
He's stealing all my questions.
I'm a journalist now.
You are, yeah. You're you're not having a good day at the plate right now, Stricky. But funny story. So when I got to pro, and I've always considered myself, like fairly calm, try to be a fairly calm guy behind the bench. But when I first went to pro in the American League, I had you get pretty excited, and a couple calls don't go your way, and you get a little animated. And I remember one ref came to me, and he kind of put me in my place. Like, it was like 6 or 7 games. He was kind of flexing his muscles, sticking his chest out. And
PLZ.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say, but we're really good friends today, and I respect the heck out of him. And he's the man. But we kind of got at it, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe he, but everything's a test.
Mm-hmm.
And you weather the test, and I never really came back at him that game, but I circled back in other ways on him. And he, like I said, he legitimately became, one of my close friends in the refs in the league. And so it was new, but I had to learn. I had to learn to, shut your mouth. Yeah. You're brand new in this league, and, you can't live and die in every single call. And so I learned a lot there. And then same thing getting to the NHL, like you got to earn everybody's respect. And I don't know if I did it early, but eventually over time, you last long enough in your job, and you treat, I'm a big believer, just treat people how you want to be treated. And the same with the refs. I know you're going to get into some contentious battles, but the one thing I know about refs, they don't go into games cheering for one of the teams. Yeah. They're not sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to ref this way because I don't want this team to win. It just doesn't happen.
Nope.
And so you got to go in there thinking that, and we all leave the games know that, hey, it was a good battle. You guys did your best. We tried to coach our best, but eventually you gain a little respect that way. And I hope, I respect the heck out of the refs, and hopefully down the road here, they've done the same with me.
I'd kiss their ass so they give me an extra elbowing call for free.
Yeah, that's what I say. You send your players to go out there and talk to the refs.
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you a funny thing in the bubble, because there was no fans, like you could hear everything. The music goes, or TV times out, the fans are going nuts. Like, you can't even talk to your team, it's so loud. But in the bubble, like, oh my gosh, you could hear everything that was going on the other team's bench.
We heard you, Coop. We heard you.
Oh, we heard you.
We heard you.
High definition over here.
We saw everything.
Like your family, like back home, like you're a lawyer for 11 years. I'm sure you're making some decent money, whatever. Like, you're married, and you tell them you're going to move to Texas to go coach Tier 2 junior hockey. Like, were they like, what the hell are you doing? Like, how did you decide to just take the leap of faith and decide you're going to be a coach, Coop?
So I don't know where. Like I saw. Some
Was that a good question? Was that a good question?
For the love of the game.
It was good.
That's a great. I gave it to him.
The problem is, it wasn't 11 years. It was only like 5. So
Well,
I don't know where the 11 came from.
Your fucking
He
Wikipedia's wrong.
exaggerates.
So now you're not even fact checking.
You were a lawyer for 11 years. It says it in your Wikipedia. So that is my fact check.
Oh, so it's so there you go. It's
believe everything on the internet. That's his motto.
You were a public defender.
Yeah, so
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I think the stories bored people enough. But basically, I coached at the urging of a judge in town that helped me out with a job to coach his kids' high school team, and I was in '99, and so I coached that team with a guy named Pat Murray, who played at Michigan State, had played a little bit with the Flyers, who became one of my best friends, and we had an absolute blast. And after that year, I wasn't going to coach anymore. We took these young kids and we won a regional championship. They hadn't won in 25 years, and we had so much fun with them. But I knew then, I was like, God, I really love doing this. And we actually won. So I'm like, I wonder if I'm any good at it.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview.
I got a question for you, though, Coop. Bubble life. Okay. You go through this whole thing. You're set up there. First off, like when you first got there, you're like, oh, yay. And I know Toronto was different than Edmonton. Okay. So you get there, you're like, I got to be creative. These guys are going to get fucking barred. There's dudes everywhere. You're hanging out with other teams and shit. So you're like, what the, like, how did you sit down with everybody and say, okay, we need to make this special. There's going to be a drop off in morale eventually if we want to go all the way. Like, how would you approach that? And what would you say? And what kind of meetings did you have? In order.
So, again, Cam 3, Stricky 0.
Listen,
down,
Coop,
Strick,
that's
baby.
the longest question.
Sit the
Like,
fuck
do you need
down.
me to like translate that for you? Do you even remember what
I did legit question. I'm
you
dead serious.
remember
on
what
this.
the question was?
Because you get bored out of your mind. Go ahead, Coop.
So fucking
Let him
long.
talk.
Go ahead.
So I'll give our general manager a lot of credit as well, because when we were bringing people in the bubble, we probably brought the least amount of players. Like, we only brought 28, and I think a lot of the teams brought maybe like 30 or 31. So a little bit more room for other people to come in, and we brought a guy named Ryan Hamilton, who is he's our one of our sports psychologists that's been unreal for us, and we brought people in our bubble that were more than just hockey. And so when at the start of the bubble, it was all great. It's new, it's fresh, it's a different thing. We haven't played hockey in 4 months. This is sick. All these guys are there. But if eventually, you're absolutely right. It's like, okay, now it's getting to be Groundhog Day. Now, as you were going through the series, it's like, oh, we won a series. Awesome. Okay, now we won another series. So there in itself took care of some of the things. We were also changing bubbles if we would have won. So that was different. But you're absolutely right. And I thought Ryan did a great job, with some of the ideas he put with our general manager, Jimmy Breezeball, and the management staff. And they would bring in funny gifts they'd have shipped in, whether it was beard cream or just the things you would sit here and say, oh my God, this sounds so dumb. But when you're in a bubble, it's like the awesome thing. And we were going to Edmonton, so they got 2. It's like just funny things. But what they did was they produced family videos. And I'm sure other teams did this as well. So we were probably not the innovators in this, but we would do a family video that they would behind the scenes without us knowing, because, you can't say, oh, if we're going to win this series or not. They get all the families to send in these 20, 30-second videos. And after every series, we'd play them to the team. And they were like, well-wishing, good luck, we're pulling for you, we miss you videos. And they eventually turned from well-wishing videos to like hilarious. And you'd have family members shotgunning a beer, doing something crazy, like go get them. And so they did a wonderful job. And I think our players really enjoyed like getting to see those to start every series. And so it brought a little home back to us, and it just kept us going.
All right, listen, your relationship with Charles Barkley has been well documented. For people who don't know, including Cam, because he has no idea, the relationship started where? Like, was it in a hotel? Like, you just saw him sitting there at the bar and you walked up to him? Like, how'd that play out?
Yeah, it was 2015, I think. The year we went to the Cup. It was that year. We were in LA. We were in a hotel. We played that night. The bar was under construction, so we're like, let's go get one. It was a nice hotel, but the bar was completely under construction. So it was like this room that was kind of a makeshift if you wanted to have something. My dad and my brother were there. So we went in, and there was only four people there. And it turns out one of them was Charles, and I think it was his agent, and he was there filming a commercial. And it was the four of them and the four of us. And we're the only people there, and eventually we kind of the place was so small, you just end up talking to people, and he is a very outgoing personality. And so we ended up meeting. And the funny thing is I didn't tell him, we exchanged numbers at the end of the night, because you know how those nights can get when you stay a little late. And, but I never told him I was coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning or anything like that. Just said, we were with the team. And so I guess he followed us a little bit after, and the playoffs were coming up, and we'd exchanged text messages, and he was great. And then he found out I was the head coach, and then we made the playoffs, and he went on TNT during the basketball playoffs and said, NHL playoffs are starting, and going with my guy Coop and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then ever since that,
he's the best.
It kind of took off, and now we've, that year he came to Game 7 in the conference final against Madison Square Garden. He showed up to the game and came down to the locker room after. And you know what? He's a special guy. And I know I'm not the only person he knows in this world that he's touched a lot of lives in a positive way. And he's a phenomenal, phenomenal guy. And I'm just privileged the fact that he pays attention to our team. He's a fan. But the biggest part about Charles Barkley, he's a phenomenal human being, and anytime you've been around him, it's a treat to be around him, because he's a genuine guy, and he'll really make you laugh.
Yeah, no, I love hearing that, man. And listen, I love Charles too. I've
Funniest
never met
guy
him,
on
but
TV.
He's the best broadcaster on television, man. Just instant offense, so entertaining. But listen, my source tells me that when you're on the podium after you win the Stanley Cup. And there's nobody in there. I don't know if there was anybody in there anyway. I don't know how that worked inside the bubble with the media, where they were and all that type of stuff. But you FaceTime Charles Barkley, right? I mean, I don't know what time of night it was where he was at, but he answered the phone, and then what? Like, take it from there.
Well, we had this kind of tradition after all my press conferences. I'd hang out with the camera guys, the media guys after for a little bit. Well, get to the finals, and that was the day we had the whole staff up there, and I wanted to bring them up there, and because they were every bit a part of this as I was, and so if you remember that press conference probably happened an hour plus after we'd won, so probably understand how much fun we were having at that point.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody said everybody had left, and it was just like three of us there, and they're like, I think somebody called me out and said, see if he was watching the game. And so I'm like, let's FaceTime him. Boom. He and I think we woke him up, but it was awesome. Like I said, he's a genuine fan and friend. And it's hope everybody gets to meet him, because like I said, he's just a great guy. And it's funny. He's one of the, I always tell him, it's like, you're the one guy that could just, you pretty much, no matter what comes out of your mouth, it makes sense, and nobody's ever offended.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he was at Game 7 in Boston too. He was just cool, walking around, talking to everybody. He's the absolute best of the best. But you did bring all your crew up there too, though, on the podium. Like, you brought everybody up. That was fucking cool, by the way. Like, I'm gonna pump your tire. I got one goofy question for you at the end. You're not gonna like, but you brought all your crew up there. Were you just like, everybody, get up here? You all deserve it.
yeah, we were in the room, and usually the PR guy, Trevor, came over and he's like, "Okay, Coop, you got to go up." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, you know what? I'm not going up without everybody." I was like, "Guys, we're all going up together." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I just wanted to make sure, because they do so much work. The head coach, he's the guy in front of the camera most of the time, but I just never think assistants get enough credit. And so to have them up there with me, the guys that have gone through the wars and done all the, it's the players, they do all the heavy lifting, but the assistants are right there with them.
They are.
It was a great moment. I go through my favorite moments of that whole run, and being up at the podium with those guys sharing that moment, that was one of my favorites.
That was cool.
That was cool, man. That was quite the hug you gave Patty on the ice too. The legs.
I was going to set
the
that
legs
up.
were wrapped around.
Did your wife
him.
get pissed? Look, let me break. No, wait. I know about hugging. I get that. You wrapped your legs around him. I was wondering if the wife got pissed. I know Francesca got pissed at it. What's the deal with that? I'm sorry, Coop, I love you. Okay, I'm 1 for 3. There you go.
Okay, it's all good. Patty and I have been through the wars together, and he's a special kid. He was a big part of us winning, and I know how much it meant to him. And he was another one too. He really missed his family and his son going through this whole thing. And by the way, his son we were picking MVPs for the videos. His son's family videos were hilarious.
What do you do? He used to work out with us, Coop, and come in. We'd all work out together. Andy would be there too. Yep. We'd all the St. Louis guys, and he would come in and do shit and hang out with the guy. He is the sweetest kid in the world.
Oh,
did he get creative? They're hilarious.
These kids grow, because I remember when he was born.
Yeah.
But like Patty's got this thing where he snaps his smelling salts at the
beginning of the period.
The beginning of and he yells some things, and sometimes there's a swear word in there. It's like the guys love it.
Oh yeah.
Well, his kid did it on the video, and it was so funny. And the kid didn't hold back on the words or like what he was saying. It was really good.
That's awesome.
He's from South County.
But just winning the cup for you, Coop, I mean, I know it's kind of an obvious question. You've probably been asked this a million times, whatever, but still, we got to ask you about it. I mean, just the high you get, like for you put in so many years. I mean, you want to get to the National Hockey League, and then you want to win a Stanley Cup, and you finally get there and you lift the Stanley Cup. Like, can you put into words that moment, the emotional moment that you discover within yourself when you do that?
So I'm going to tell you. And you just said put in the words. There's I think the NHL did a commercial, and it says there's no words.
Right.
And if you remember it, it was like where players had won the cup and they were going to say something and they don't have any words.
Yeah.
And it's like they stop, they pause, and they go to the next players. That's exactly it. You have no words. And you're dumbfounded, and you want to say something and you want to speak and you can't, because you just can't believe what happened. I think that commercial always sticks in my head because it's so apropos. It's like absolutely true, that feeling you have.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.gadgetbuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. We got a couple more for you, Coop, and I know you got to get going, man. I appreciate you coming on, dude. And I did ask a lot better questions than Andy. I'm like, 3 for 4?
We still have a couple to go.
I'm fucking I'm going to be fucking 4 for 5.
I may just keep the interview going.
No, we're keeping you. You're still 3-0. You get a mulligan.
Thank you. Okay, this Stamkos situation. He's craving to come on, and he's still probably banged up, and we don't know the whole situation with the injury, and that's fine. But as a coach, that leader, he's been banged up in playoffs before. He wants it bad. Like how difficult was that? Was it an easy decision to bring him on? Of course, he got injured right away, but he had that big goal. Like, take us through that moment with your captain.
Well, I've watched that poor kid, back in my first year when he broke his leg in Boston, which was awful. And that's my rookie year, and I'm like, oh my God, we just lost, our our best player. And so anyway, and just the years, like in 2017, the year we missed the playoffs, he missed that whole year. 2016, we missed that entire playoffs. And it's just, he's done so much for the organization, the city, and then he's just had some tough luck. Like it's been crazy. And so this happens to him. And the one thing, it wasn't like when we go through this protocol about guys playing, like everybody's on board. Like the players got to be ready to play.
Yep.
And you're not putting somebody in to like play 5 minutes, sit on the bench, and maybe get some power play time. Like you're being put in because you're healthy enough to go, and if need be, you're going to play some minutes. And so when he was finally able to go, and everybody was excited in the room, it was to put him on the fourth line for a bit and then see how he goes and see how he feels. And he was like embracing the role, and like he was even the first one to say, "Don't put me on the first power play yet. Like let me get my touches." I'm like, "Yeah, perfect." And he goes out there and has those first couple shifts, and then he scores. And I'll tell you, of all the moments on our bench, that was that's probably the one goal besides Kucherov's goal with 8 seconds left. Those were the two big ones. But that was the guys were really excited. I think our trainer Tom Mulligan put both his arms in the air, like it was awesome, and so really happy for him because he couldn't go on after that, and a storybook ending for somebody that's just had a lot of tough luck in the playoffs.
Damn right.
Hey, what's it like for a coach, man? I mean, like the best GMs, they don't get too emotionally attached to players, like at least the best ones.
That's true.
Coaches, different story. You're with these guys every single day. You're on the bench, in between periods, practices, all that, man, on the plane. And listen, your guys' situation, there's been well documented. Having turnover year after year after year as a coach, new players come in, players they leave. Is that difficult for you, man, or does it just come with the job?
I think it always is difficult. Especially the longer you spend with somebody, it becomes more and more difficult. I think as you get older, you understand the game is more of a business than you think. And when you win, then it kind of makes everything a little bit easier. And it's had some, as a coach, you get close with players, but it's more in a work relationship, and you want to see guys succeed. Like in the end, you really want to see all these guys succeed. It's their lifelong dream to get to the NHL, and then to be fortunate enough to play on a team that wins, like that's even more gravy. So you're always pulling for these guys, and to see them go on the turnover, it's always tough. But for the most part, they're all going to good spots, and that's just as you get older, you realize this game is a business as well, and so it's going to happen. And you just know that when a good guy comes out, you hope another good guy comes in, and it's usually the case.
Oh yeah. Oh, the bad guys get weeded out. We all know that, unless you're scoring 60 goals a year, I guess, and I guess you can stand for a little longer. All right, here's my last question for you, Coop, and it's a very serious one. Look, you win a Stanley Cup. You're very successful. You're making good money. You're down in a lovely place in Florida. You're doing everything. You got great hair, very handsome. Please tell me you have a boat down there. Please tell me you have a center console. You cruise around. You take the wife and kids, and you go to a lovely restaurant on the water. You're in Tampa. Please tell me you have a boat.
What's the saying? The best boat you can own is
I knew
just having the use of your neighbors.
Yeah.
You want to be in control, Coop. You're Cooper. You're Jon Cooper. You want to be in control.
I tell him all the time, I said the best day for a home or a boat owner is the day that you sell the boat.
No, because they own you all day. If you're stuck on a boat with somebody, I have Jon Cooper on my boat. I'm taking him everywhere. Now you're stuck.
Yeah, it's tough down here because as fantastic as Tampa is, you don't enjoy it near as much as you can because you're in the hockey season. And what I have learned is owning boats in salt water is a lot different than fresh water.
Damn right it is.
Salt water can just crush boats. So, I leave the boating to my friends.
Wow. Hey,
we'll discuss this
later.
Your
kids, though, like they're old enough to know what's going on and to enjoy it, man. I mean, how cool is that for you to celebrate and have all this happening with your kids, even though they probably weren't in the bubble with you. Maybe they. Well, I guess they weren't because they're American, right? They couldn't come up. So, that had to be difficult not having them there. But then to celebrate once you got back to Florida, how cool was that?
Well, I'll tell you, and I think I speak for all the players and everybody else. Your greatest feeling is raising the Stanley Cup over your head. That's one that you'll never forget. But I don't think anybody will forget walking off the plane and hugging their family. That was. I think there was. I'm not sure there was probably tears in everybody's eyes. That was by far the most emotional moment for me, and I know it was for all the players and their families because, boys, it's a long time. Like the grind that you go through, and to be as well as a great a job the NHL did to put it on, it's still a long time away, and in a pretty isolated area. And to be able to share that with them, that was the pinnacle. How
many coaches you hear from after you won?
Last question. Sorry about that. Jesus,
a lot.
Andy.
A lot, and that's when your peers reach out like they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, it's heartwarming, and it's knowing that, hey, you know what, maybe you're doing some good things in these league, and like I said, I thank them all because it's a feeling I hope everybody gets because it's a thrill of a lifetime.
Nice,
dude.
Hey, we're gonna send him some hair product from keepithandsome.com. So check that out.
No, we're gonna hook you up
and you better wear that now and use that
hair product.
Well, that's what we do.
Hair product. Yeah, it's lovely stuff. You got shampoo. You got it all, Coop. Don't act like you don't use it. Who are you kidding?
For that flow
you probably
of yours.
have. Yeah, you have a whole team before you go on the bench.
Today, like a bottle of shampoo lasts me. It used to last a month when I was younger. Now it lasts like 2 years.
Well, good. You'll get plenty of uses out of it.
Well, it means your hair's that much better. Hey, man, thanks for coming on. You're the best. We'll talk to you, buddy.
We appreciate it, Coop.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, congrats on everything,
Go
man.
get that boat.
Congrats.
Who are you kidding?
Yes.
Continued success, fellas.
Right on, man.
Take care,
See
Coop.
you, boys.
Bud. See you. That was Jon Cooper on the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Yeah.
Any thoughts real quick?
Yeah, I mean, well, besides him hugging Patty with his legs wrapped around him, he won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, he did. Good coach. Why do you think? What makes him so successful? Honestly,
he relates to the guys. We talked about the Chaser story and what he was Stamkos. You kind of relate it back to when he's young. Like when you're a young coach and you do things like that where you reward guys. Like it just hockey world's so small.
Your favorite coach you ever had? Who is it?
Robbie Fedoruk.
Why?
No, Don Morehouse and Robbie Fedoruk.
No, NHL, please.
Well, Robbie's not NHL too.
Okay.
Lou.
Your favorite coach?
Lou. Fucking.
No one else.
In the NHL. Who do I have? Let's go through them.
Andy
Murray, Davis Payne.
Who was your first coach?
Pete DeBoer. I think Claude Julien, but he wasn't there long, so I didn't get a relationship with
Larry
him.
Robinson. You
Larry's
liked him.
awesome.
Was he your assistant or head?
Assistant.
Though? Okay, I want head.
Yeah, I know.
Coach.
I know you do.
Head coach.
Not from me.
Head coach, please.
Lou, man.
Okay.
In the NHL, great question.
Well, that's a good question.
No, I know, but my overall Robbie Fedoruk was really good to me.
Okay,
my lockout.
But
year.
Coop, you think it's like his communication and whatever, like just how he relates to the players and.
Yeah, dude. Just like I said.
Well, that's what everybody's been saying forever. I don't
think.
There's
But there's a balance, Andy. Like you can't be like,
I don't think he overloads everybody with X's and O's, but he certainly knows the game. But he also he's honest, dude. I think he still has the ability to call somebody in and be like, dude, this is what you're not doing, and if you don't do it, I can't play you.
No, I know. And I think they're starting to respect that. And he's been in the game a long time now, and he's won a lot.
And he's got swag.
He's got swag now.
And, he talks about it a little bit. We didn't touch on it enough, but a lot of the guys he's coaching in Tampa Bay, he coached in the minors too. And I think
that helps.
I think that helps.
And
same thing with Craig Berube here.
Can I look at a different side of things?
Yeah.
I remember going to the Blues and not being drafted by him, and knowing that they got to get their young guys in. You know what I mean? Like you see that,
right.
and then so you see the coaches like Davis Payne coming up, right? And he coached,
and he came directly from the American League.
Yeah. So he's like,
he knows his guys.
Yeah, exactly.
He's telling the coach. He's telling the GM, I want this guy.
So he's looking at me like, who's this kid? Yeah, I know he's from here. And popular, but
he's like psycho.
What is he doing? Like
he's stuffing all these people.
He's doing whatever he wants.
Like
I can get a guy in here that I developed to take. That's the easiest spot to take.
What color is your Corvette?
Black on black on black on black on black.
Okay. We're going to go short here because we went really long with the Open.
Well, then end it.
The Open was like its own show. Like, I hope you just enjoy the Open. It's like its own.
Well, then enjoy it.
Like,
we're
show.
bringing the heat.
Absolutely.
It's like faking shit. Go.
No, we don't fake anything. We don't fake anything. And CarShield and CarShield.com, they don't fake anything either. Get that protection. Do it now. 800-857-2481. Visit CarShield.com. Save 10% when you mention the promo code CAM. Whatever.
What do you want to say, Andy?
Mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. 800-857-2481. HockeyTraining.com. Don't be a Leo.
Oh, my God, Leo.
Don't be a Leo.
Leo walks in the room like, oh, yay, Leo's here.
Yeah, Leo.
Yay, I'm not getting a puck. Oh, yay, 3-minute shifts. Cool. And he falls down. He's like, well, who did that? No one did it, fucking idiot. You fucking toe-picked, Leo. Fucking idiot.
HockeyTraining.com. Improve your game, your overall game, your acceleration, your stamina, your endurance.
That's a lot.
Your confidence, your puck handling ability.
Stop
Watch
on
the
dime.
movies.
Like,
And you know what?
pulling
And
out.
if you're lazy, like, just watch the videos and chill. It's like,
my
why?
God.
I just want to watch them.
Oh my God! Or if you want to like get into training anyway and see how athletic people really are, like you look.
This
at
is what they look like.
I honestly, as an athlete, I'm like, God, these guys are fucking like bouncing like fucking gazelles, dude.
Like, okay,
Like, dang dee dog.
So Leo, like,
Dang
just
Leo.
sign up and be
Please
like,
stop.
oh, this is what they
Don't.
look like.
I'm already pissed at Leo. Fucking walk.
HockeyTraining.com.
He walks in like a peacock.
Check
too.
it out. Yeah, I know.
Fucking idiot.
I know. HockeyTraining.com. Bud Light Seltzer, baby. Strawberry, black cherry, lemon lime.
Mango.
Mango.
I'll say it. No, I'll say it. It's mango. Okay, mango.
Get that variety pack. Have it delivered to your door. Go to BudLight.com and do it today. Mango. BudLight.
That's what it is.
.com. Bud Light Seltzer, baby. Bellman.com. Check this out. New cars, pre-owned cars, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, other side of the street, the Cadillac, the Buick, the GMC.
Make a day out of it. Make
a day. Like, enjoy it. Go get some lunch.
Dude, nice restaurants out there. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
There's that little pond that you went to out there, homeboy.
Absolutely. It's a lake, but yeah.
It's a fucking pond.
It's a lake.
But it's got like sand beaches and shit, so you could take the kids out there and go look at fucking cars.
Dude, white sand. Close your eyes. You just like you'll think you're in like
until you look
the
down,
Caribbean.
until you look to the left, and you're like, oh, there's the end of it.
There's children.
Idiot boy.
Cam said
A lake.
Cam saw a picture.
Andy wanted to put a pontoon on that and have a driver drive around on that little pond.
Cam goes send me a picture of that. I sent him a picture. He's like, dude, there's children there. Like you hate. You did not want children to be there.
I'm awesome around children. I know. They love me.
Hire you.
But I also don't. If I don't want them to ruin my time. If like I need to be in control of fun, I don't want that. Like if you're like going, like if anybody ever takes their kids to a lake house with people that don't have kids, and you take your kids to their lake house, and they're like, and they don't know that you're doing it, you're a motherfucker. You get that?
Okay.
Just remember that. Sorry.
So Bellman.com. And again, if you are a parent, if you have kids, dude, there's so many different vehicles for you to choose
Very
from
much so.
that you can just load them up. Load them up. They're third row vehicles, big ass vehicles. You want to, put a hitch on the back of your truck, whatever,
Or a ball sack. Remember we talked about that?
I don't think you want to do that.
I don't think anybody knew what I was talking about.
No,
with that.
and because nobody's ever seen that except you,
dude.
I've never seen one of those.
Oh God, please, listeners.
So if you
I
wanna
love you,
trail
Canadians.
your,
all you guys, please tell me I'm not out of my mind. I say dumb things on here, and I'm sorry about that. But the ball sack hanging
I'm
out from
sorry.
about a big Dodge Ram out the trail hitch, like you haven't seen that?
Maybe you have those. We don't have
Oh
those in
my
Ladue.
God, I've seen it, and every time I drive by a guy, I'm like, why?
We don't have those in the poor part of Ladue.
No, you don't. You have vaginas hanging out. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Bellman.com. Get your car. Get your new own car. And you know what? Snap a shot of you, like, picking out your new ride.
Yeah.
I want to see some pictures, everybody.
Yeah, send it, baby.
Victor Hockey. Check out those beautiful hoodies, the T-shirts, the hats. VictorHockey.com. Check out the website, dude. He's got a sick website. Tattoo artist out of Denver. The whole business is out of Colorado.
They're hooking us up.
They got the Colorado vibe. You see us wearing the hats. You see us wearing the hoodies, the shirts. At Victor Hockey USA on Instagram. At Victor Hockey USA on Twitter. So check that out. KeepItHandsome.com. That's what we're trying to do around here. We're keeping it handsome. I'm hooking up all the boys. How do you say it?
Bice.
Buys. I'm hooking up all
Don't do it. I'll do it.
I'm hooking up all the buys.
The bice.
Yesterday, dude, with the beard moisturizer, the head balm, They're like, dude,
They love
give me some of that. That's what I'm doing. KeepItHandsome.com. Get a hoodie. Fight Ugly. You can buy it on Amazon as well. But use that promo code Cam and Strick. You're going to save 15%. We're saving you money, is what we're doing, and we're fighting the ugly. We're fighting bullying.
That's what we do.
So support anti-bullying and the Montreal Resource Center. Do it the right way. I want to see some pictures on Instagram with you wearing the hoodie. Fight Ugly. Tag us. Twitter too. KeepItHandsome.com. Get your hair products so you make sure you look good. My flow has never been nicer, ever. Come on, dude.
It smells good.
Dude,
we don't have flow. I'm trying to grow my shit out.
Dude, I'll grow it out.
Like, we can't lie to the people.
Well,
that
I used
we
to have long
sick
hair
fucking
back
flow.
in the
Like,
day,
I
but now,
brag.
but it's thicker
I
now.
pump other people. Like, I'm looking at my engineer right now, and like, if I was him, I'd be like, yeah, I could brag about it. I look at you,
Jamie's
my
got good
partner,
flow.
and I'm like, it smells good.
No, it's pretty good.
It
dude.
smells good.
Anyway, so check that out. Keep It Handsome. KeepItHandsome.com. This has been the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 83, with the one and only Jon Cooper.